Okay, in this episode, we're ready now to talk about health. Creating great health to optimize your creativity. Sometimes simple awareness can help you improve or work around challenges that persist in your life. I'm going to start with talking about the mind, body, emotion, and spirit. I'm going to talk one at a time, so let's start with the mind. You know, there are three primary parts of the human brain. For this discussion, the cerebrum is the primary interest. The cerebrum is the largest part and is composed of a right and a left brain. It performs higher level functions like interpreting touch, vision, hearing, speech, reasoning, emotion, learning, and fine motor controls. The surface of the cerebrum is called the cortex, and it contains 16 billion neurons arranged in specific layers. And beneath the cortex are long nerve fibers called axons that connect brain areas to each other. These are synaptic connections that are formed by neuroplasticity that I've mentioned in prior episodes. There's certainly much to be learned about the brain, and so for this lesson, I'm going to focus on how the brain can be optimized for creativity and how it can also be derailed for creativity. When you are surprised, shocked, or sense some kind of danger, one part of your brain, the amygdala, perceives fear and sends signals to stimulate your nervous system. This is called the amygdala hijack. Your body releases adrenaline and cortisol, which affect your heart rate, your breathing, your sight, your hearing, and other functions. And while this amygdala hijack is underway, your frontal lobes and your cortex are thinking, reasoning, and deciding and planning. However, this operates slightly slower. The frontal lobes can override the amygdala hijack so that you respond rationally. So in either case, you've spent mental energy and release adrenaline and cortisol, which usually take 20 to 60 minutes to return to a normal body state. So creativity requires a calm, serene environment to avoid these triggers. So don't try to be creative while you're skydiving. While this is obvious, let's try to define the line between safety and danger where creativity can operate. Everyone reacts differently to stressors, but the real problem is that we've become desensitized to stress. Desensitized to stress. We think we are handling everyday stress just fine, and we feel normal, even though our normal has shifted. So let's look at stress symptoms related to your mind. First, there's sugar cravings. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, increases sugars in the bloodstream. A desire for sweets, candy, and juices can be an indicator of stress. Here's another one. While the brain represents 2% of the body mass, 15% of the blood is delivered to the brain. The brain extracts 20% of glucose, which is sugar, and oxygen. This means the brain uses 10 times more energy than any other organ. Overworking your brain depletes energy levels and can lead to headaches or dizziness or exhaustion or trouble sleeping. So if you relate to these, your ability to create is compromised. You need your mind to be capable of deep contemplation on subjects that interest you. You can try some of the following to counteract this compromised mental state. You can focus on calming words. You can visualize peaceful images. You can meditate. You can try repetitive prayer. You can try yoga or Tai Chi. Whichever method works for you, do it regularly. Just as stress is induced every day, you need to remove it every day. And with practice, you'll gain efficiency in calming yourself deeply and quickly. So let's talk about the body for a moment. We know that we should exercise regularly to keep our engine running smoothly. We know that we should eat healthy foods with balanced nutrients. And we know that we should minimize intake of alcohol and drugs and smoking. Why don't we do it? Many choose immediate gratification, convenience, and experience over what is good for health. You see, a healthy lifestyle requires a certain level of discipline, which includes both strenuous action and regular abstaining from things. And that is frankly not appealing to some people. Part of the reason it's not appealing is that they perceive that it only adds to the stress and hardship of their day, even if the evidence suggests opposite, that long-term it might be beneficial. If you've had a long day of work and feel mentally and physically exhausted, going out on a jog and skipping dessert might seem to be the last thing that you want to do. Now, also another point, although being healthy can feel good, it seldom rivals a great bowl of ice cream or a sensational video on your favorite social media channel. Good health practices gradually develop within a person to satisfy urges and yearnings. So it's that gradual development that is difficult for us to sustain. When I eat my head-sized salad at dinner or my bowl of grape nuts before I go to bed, it satisfies a craving and my desire for calories, but it will never be like pizza and ice cream. So there's another reason that we don't practice this good health. So if we go a little bit deeper, one of the reasons that we reject our own health and well-being is that we just don't trust that the process will actually lead us to a happier, more satisfying place. The idea that clearer thinking, greater peace of mind, and a healthier body might lead to greater happiness and contentment seems somewhat unreal. Like anything worth having, there's a leap of faith involved, and our health is no exception here. We must commit to what's important in our lives. Otherwise, we will continue to reject our health and well-being for quick fixes, short-term enjoyment. And stress is a factor here too. It causes overeating, compulsive shopping, or internet browsing, smoking, drug use, aches and pains, high blood pressure. I can go on. There's muscle tension, jaw clenching, stomach or digestion problems, or a weak immune system. If you have any of these symptoms, you're under stress. You see, cortisol that's released as the stress hormone also curbs some functions that are non-essential in that fight or flight stress situation. So a long-term stress can detract from normal body healing. Okay, so if you have that long-term stress, you need to identify it and you need to find ways to work it out, because it's affecting your mind, as I said earlier, and your body. There's some techniques you can use to help de-stress your body. You can try a deep abdominal breathing, those deep sighs. It's a natural way to relieve tension and reset your nervous system. When you see someone sigh subconsciously, You can help them by suggesting the group take a break or change the conversation briefly to something light and pleasant. This will recharge them to finish the immediate work. So now let's talk about emotion. Emotion is energy in motion. It can motivate or demotivate you depending on your own self-talk. That monkey chatter that's going on in your mind. There are 4 basic kinds of emotion: happiness, sadness, fear, and anger. And there are 3 core effects or outcomes, which are reward, punishment, and stress. So happiness is an effect of reward. Happiness with an effect of reward is the only combination that promotes creativity. The others are generally detractors. So get yourself into a happy, rewarded state. That's easier said than done, but there are some techniques that you can follow to get yourself into this happy, rewarded state. Spend time with family and friends, take a nature walk. Stop doing the bad stuff that creates stress and anxiety. You can live in the present moment. Don't dwell on the past, and don't worry about the future. You can spend less time in email and social media distractions. You can look for the beauty, not the faults in people. You can practice smiling as much as possible and treat yourself well. So now let's talk about the spirit, the 4th aspect of your being. The conscious gives us a sense of right and wrong. It condemns certain things and justifies other things. When our conscious is bothered by something we've done wrong, it apparently sends that fix-it interrupt. And many of these interrupts will distract your ability to create. Fellowship refers to our relationship with others. And relationship is a basic human need and a source of energy and encouragement. It grounds us outside of ourselves by raising importance of society to ourselves. The 3rd part of spirit is intuition, which provides a direction beyond the mere reasoning of our mind. It is like the wind and blows our thoughts toward specific causes. It allows us to think outside the box. We need to learn to listen to our intuition in big and small things. We allow it to lead the flow of creativity with courage and confidence. Now, to make each of these 3 parts of the spirit healthy, we have to make them actionable. So if your conscious fix-it interrupts continue to come to your mind, go fix them through reconciliation, through correction, or through repair of any tensions that you have around you. Fix those things. They're fixable. Building relationships by talking to your friends and family is a great healthy practice. How many of your old friendships deserve a phone call? Go through your contact list in your phone and see how many people you know and how many of them you have not refreshed your relationship with in a long time. Keep your friendships, your network active. Talk to those people. A 3rd thing you can do is become accustomed to following your intuition. Trust it in larger and larger things. You see, there are many things to do to be calm and to stay healthy. Don't let it overwhelm you. Pick one aspect of improvement and repeat it 21 times so that it becomes a habit. You will be encouraged and rewarded when you find the upcoming creativity techniques easier to master. Now, I want to tie the 6 basic human needs into the equation of creative health. I call them FUN, F-U-N, fundamental universal needs. Everyone has the same 6 needs across all countries and cultures. Let's run through them quickly. First one's relationship. They are provided by family and friends and teams. We identify with people around us, and that's why we have fun at parties. Certainty provides well-grounded, balanced baseline from where one can drive everything else. Relaxation is fun because we know the plan. Uncertainty adds risk and excitement. It is also called variety. It is needed as a source of energy and challenge. Adventures are fun. Significance helps us feel important and make broad differences and impacts and add satisfaction to our life. Satisfaction is fun. Once these first 4 are in good order, the following 2 cause the creatives to excel. Growth is shown by creativity and innovation, learning new things, mentoring others. We are either growing or we're dying. Growing is more fun. And the last one is contribution, freely giving back without expecting to receive anything to the world or to the workplace. These selfless contributions expand beyond our own interests with more focus on others. Gift giving is fun. Now, these 6 needs are never equally weighted. Rather, there are often 2 needs out of the 6 that are emphasized more than the others. And those 2 needs vary depending on the person, their personality, and their experience so far in life. So, for example, person A might place high weighting on relationship and certainty. They want to be surrounded by friends and family and have security in their immediate future. Everything else is secondary to that. Person B might place high weighting on uncertainty and significance. They want variety every day, some excitement, and look for opportunities to change the world. Now, often, person A and person B are married to each other, which can often create this counterbalance with each other to kind of pull them out of their comfort zone and get them to do things they might not normally do. But it can also become a source of stress between 2 people that may not understand that they're pulling different directions with their own weightings of these needs. So it's very important to understand what your basic weightings are for each of these needs and what you can do about them. So to know yourself, you understand these weightings, how you achieve your needs, and what consequences you are willing to live with. Most people are not extreme in one particular need, and those weightings can shift over time. Your ability to create will align with your area of greatest need. So, for example, if relationship is your greatest need, your creativity might be strong in the areas of counseling others, establishing dating websites, leading people, communication, or group activities. If certainty is your greatest need, then your creativity might be stronger in planning, like program management, scheduling, tracking projects, governance, legal, or logistics. Now, if uncertainty is your greatest need, then your creativity may be strong in brainstorming, in dealing with ambiguity, creating adventures, creating games, or mountain climbing. And if significance is your greatest need, then you might use your creativity on award-winning products, aggressive sell plans, breakthrough research, or patent generation. And if growth is your greatest need, your creativity can discover new ways that you can expand yourself in skills, knowledge, or impact. And finally, if contribution is your greatest need, your creativity can find new ways to give back to the poor, the disenfranchised, or freely giving through coaching or helping your neighbor. See, achieving greater creative health and channeling your efforts based on your needs will lead you to a stronger, fruitful creator role. This episode just touches on the surface of health in mind, body, emotion, and spirit to raise awareness and offer a few suggestions on practices that you can incorporate into your routine. Becoming healthier leads to a stronger you and sets you up for an outpouring of creativity as you apply yourself. Focus on areas that align with your greatest needs so that your creativity is fun. Fundamental universal needs, meaning it meets all of your needs. Thank you for your time and attention. Let's have some fun.